Oh, wow. Everything seems to work. Heavy emphasis on seems to work. Skipped frames detected. 64% in the last 2 minutes. I don't see any problems on my window editing box. And it's a still screen on my live window, so that shouldn't be a problem for now. Now to actually put the VN up. Far beyond the world, where are you? And speaking of which, where the heck is Ranok? Oh no, that's the wrong window. Nope. It's the TV. Shoot. Far beyond the password. Perfect. Password was the last one I had up for some reason. Don't worry, we're gonna get started in like a minute or so. And oh my goodness, Perpy already be charging at me. Just saying that because Perpy's the first one that shows up. And then Bow Kid. Then Claudio Junia. Or Junio. Not sure if it's like a Hispanic J or... I'm trying. Okay, now to get into my live stream window on YouTube. Unless I can... No, I cannot edit the comments. That sucks. I still can't edit anymore in my Streamlabs. Damn it, Streamlabs. Why'd you do this to me? Or are you? I don't know what's happening. I have 2 windows going up at once. That is a great thing to do as a streamer. Pop up as many windows as you can, and hopefully something works. I did not hear what happened to Scott. Are you talking about Scott the Waz, or a different Scott that I have no clue about? Yes, it is very fun live to hear these technical things. And you beat me to this by like a week. Like you put it out on like Monday and I'm like, I got school. You come on. My stream is experiencing issues. Ah, how great. Okay. Turns out I have to go to my YouTube window in order to edit the description. Fun. So yes, hello to everybody that is here. Oh no, it's starting. It's already happening. Perpy just donated $1. I'm ready for the onslaught. Okay. So give me like 30 seconds and I'll be actually ready. Oh, did I mute my alert box? I didn't hear that. Maybe because I don't have that window open yet. Ah. Sorry, Perpy. The actual streaming window is not open yet, so it hasn't gone through yet. I'll figure out someday how to get that all figured out. Okay, 4 minutes has definitely passed at this point. Yes. Oh, come on. I click one part of the screen, and it's like, hey, delete everything. Oh, I love it. Introduction at 4.5 minutes. Save. Chat. But maybe it's just really delayed. Oh, I love streaming. And come on, Rocky, take your time. Perfect. Only took 20 seconds to get that thing going. Welcome back, everybody. I am Dirk the Red Panda, and this is Far Beyond the World. I am not being held hostage to play this game whatsoever. Not at all. Don't worry, my apples are fine. Thank goodness they are in the fridge and perfectly cooled off. Yeah. I bought a bag of oranges. I bought a bag of apples the other day. And so they slap. They're pretty good. They're good to have as, like, you know, a breakfast food for the day. Keeping them doctors away. So yeah. Sorry if I'm, like, all over the place mentally. I'm making sure my frames are not absolutely dying on me. Which they apparently are right now. Oh, great. Yes, hello Dirk and everyone in this chat. Which Scott are you talking about? Is it Scott the Waz? Does Scott the Waz have a 50 cal? What am I missing? Holy crap. Due to really hot slap rounds. I am so lost. Yes, you joined the stream just in time. Yes, Dark, everything's okay. Everything's fine! Yes. I'm a doctor in training, so you want me gone, Dirk? No, you could stay. Alright, what else is there? I want to see what happens when you touch the pool. Oh. I don't know. If I have time, I'll maybe go back, but I don't know. Right now, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just waiting another minute or so to see if my stream gets any better in quality before I start. Because, you know, I'm a streamer. There we go. All in one beautiful window. So this update is, it's kind of weird. I kind of know the name of the update, but I kind of don't. I know that it's chapter 7, supposedly, for the update, like, what it's covering, but the actual name of the update's, like, either 4.5.6 or 4.6.1. I don't know which one it is. When I downloaded it, it was 4.5.6, and it still says that's what you can download on the site, even though it says 4.6.1 has been updated. I don't know. It's the same thing. It's like, it's chapter 7. Hence the title. Scott from Kentucky Ballistics. I have no clue who that is. Sorry, so whoever that Scott is, I'm sorry to hear that with that, Scott, but yeah, hope you feel better, and yes, don't mess with 50 cals. Good listen. It's a short update. Okay. Yeah, that's why I started hearing from, like, Kael in his, like, devlogs, so that'll be cool. I'm gonna start at 10 minutes, make it all nice and even. I like my numbers when they're nice and perfectly balanced. But yeah, Perpy did donate $1 earlier on, so the call out for the alert box lagged on it, so if you didn't hear it, thanks Perpy for $1. I can now buy some Skittles. Actually, no, I can't. They're like $2 here. It's whack. Ah, man, the typing's slow. The reading begins. Okay, save that. Oh shoot, we only got 20 seconds. That stream is very slow for me too. I am getting a whole lot of issues. And I only have like 3 things open. This ain't good. Alright, so we'll start, and if I have any issues, I am recording this at the same time, and I feel like that's also going to have some compromise too with this. Finger crossed. everything goes fine. Here we go. Let's start. Yeah, page 2. Okay. Here we go. Tomorrow's another day. Daybreak comes quick enough, and I'm already rustling around the house getting cleaned and dressed. Play on words there. My morning routine is brought to a halt when I notice something troubling. The dandelion, nested comfortably inside the cup, is not fully open. What are you talking about? Look at that pretty dandelion. It's like perfectly fine. I inspect it closely, noticing that the outer petals look rather dull, and I realize that it began to wilt. I know I could easily replace it with one of the hundreds that grow outside, but to me, it's more than just a flower. It's not even about Ranok giving it to me. I have plenty of mementos, but rather about the time that has passed since his departure. It's been 4 days, and although I've been kept busy, I'm not only missing him, but also now I'm growing incredibly worried. The talk of war at the villa, elders calling for Ranok's blood, and Vol jesting about possible Sylvan uprising? Oh my god, it's all too much. Anything could have happened to those packs, and Ranok's life is in danger either way. Even if he does come back unharmed, that doesn't mean he's safe. Besides, everyone talks about a rescue mission, preparing for the worst. I worry he might have witnessed something horrible. Oh, God. A sudden chill fills my heart with the dread of death. If that's the case, if they all perished, I wouldn't even know how to console him. One lost friend would be bad enough, but losing a whole bunch of them could break a person. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my emotions. No matter what happened, I'll try to be there for him. You'll never be enough. I know. I reply in resignation. I know I matter little in the grand scheme of things. I'm just a leaf blown in the wind. But I'll be there for him, nonetheless. No matter what you say. I just want to see my wolf come back unharmed. Yeah. Enough! Oh shit, I did the Anel 2.0. Holy fuck, that was loud. Oh god. Dirk is becoming a loud boy. I was just done with that ominous whisper. Peace out, whisper. Fuck you. I command with all my strength to... I don't need your help to worry about him. I worry not because of your incessant meddling, but because he saved my life. He's a good wolf, with many who love him. Should anything happen, I won't be the only one to suffer. So leave me be. I have enough despair to deal with. I stand there for what feels like hours, gently petting the flower and succumbing deeper to fear. Any more, and I would have broken completely. But a decisive knock pulls me out of the stupor. I blink away any moisture and rub my cheek. I'm fully aware it's Vol. I recognize the forceful sound of his knuckles against the wood. Open up, piglet! I approach the doors and pull them wide open, mustering a welcoming smile. I'm so dead on the inside. The wolf walks in, allowing me to close the doors behind him. Here's your chow, piglet. He passes me a linen bundle. This is just a can of energy drink. Drink it, piglet! Okay. Thanks. I accept and turn towards the table when his massive paw lands on my shoulder and stops me in my tracks. I face him slightly confused as his nose twitches awkwardly in my direction, as if picking an odd scent. It's just lavender soap Verissa gave. I smell fear and anxiety. Huh? I blink, immediately put on the spot. Your heart is out of rhythm as well. Oh, why? What rattled you so? Fuck. Their mood detectors really make an attempt at, or they make any attempt at a poker face completely pointless. They would be really good at poker, by the way. I don't see any reason to lie to him either. Although, I'm sure he'll just brush it off as me being a whiny bitch. I'm just worried about Ranok. It's been 4 days. I try to sound brave, but my voice wavers, and he picks on it immediately. Seriously, Piglet, he's an alpha. He is fine. You're being emotional again. Yep, there it is. Thanks, Vol. That cheered me up to no end. I shrug and brush away his paw. Since he can read me like an open book, I stop pretending and put my despondency on full display. God damn it, I was gonna make a joke in between that. If Caelean was an open book, he would be a Playboy magazine. I plop the parcel onto the table and unravel the linen. Again, I found a selection of meat and cheeses, accompanied by 2 freshly baked rolls. They are Volgor's buns. Oh no, wait, pastries. They're Vither's buns. But even this homely meal cannot bring a smile to my face, as all the joy got sucked out of me. I know that something pushes me to feel sad and helpless, but now is the right time to allow those feelings. I'm worried. I'm sad. Whispers are without. A deep sigh draws my attention back to the wolf, who looks at me with a resolute expression. Yesterday noon was the latest Ranok would have reached the northern border. I guarantee he's already located the missing packs, and if they aren't on their way back yet, they'll soon be. You have nothing to worry about. You keep saying that. But actually, no. The only thing you have to worry about is about bringing his house up to scratch. The wolf interrupts, giving me a scornful look. Wait, look at all this dust! God damn it, Caelean, how long has it been since you actually swept the place? And oh my god, what did you do to those sheets? They're crumpled. God damn it, this water. It's fucking stale. What were we talking about? Oh, there's no moonshine. The most important thing. And the beer is nearly gone. Barely managed to fill a mug yesterday. And I can smell the sweaty linen all the way from here. Guess I was right about the linen. Holy crap. Stop picking on me, Volgor. I try my hardest. Some good attendant you are. He scoffs mockingly, and I feel thrown off. I bet you didn't even do his laundry. Your master's returning home from a long and exhausting mission, and this is how you want to greet him? Despite his crude words, I smile, trying not to tear up, as I realize what he's doing. He's attempting to cheer me up and steal my resolve in his own volish way. Somebody just said, "Step on me, Volgor." And that image is way too vivid in my head now. And for somebody who mentioned way back when if I got a haircut, yes, I did. I did it myself like a week or so ago. So yeah, did it one last time before I get it professionally cut for graduation. Anyway, let's keep going. He's driving the point home that Ranok is coming back, and I couldn't be more grateful for this. I know it's not easy for him to show concern, so I decide to play along. I don't know where to get the beer from. Well, we can easily amend that. He walks towards the doors and opens them nonchalantly. I look at him confused as the male nods towards me. You coming? What? Where? To the brewery. I can spare an hour or so. I'll help you stock up on booze for Ranok's return. Laundry you'll have to do on your own. He sneers and I nod, laughing. For sure. I approach the doors only to stop at the last moment. I throw my gaze towards the table and decide to take the dandelion with me. It's just a crumpled up napkin, but it's a dandelion in my heart. I've kept it in the house for way too long. Perhaps some light might help it unfold again. I push the flower into my pin and follow the wolf outside. We hop over the steps and Vol leads me towards... Oh, it's two separate napkins. Dang it, this joke's not gonna work. Kinda, actually. We hop over the steps and Vol leads me towards the village center. As usual, zip it, piglet. I nod in agreement and silently follow. The cool morning breeze pushes the silk dress against my skin, and I have to admit, I began enjoying how sensual it feels. I don't think I wore silk before. Neither did my group chat. Sorry about that. Oh, work. I forgot about that. I have to make money to survive. I don't think I wore silk before. I'm not surprised royalty dressed in it exclusively. It's so comfy. I'm enjoying my garment so much that only now I notice how the wolves scurry about. With Vol walking beside me, there are no evil eyes or growls from yesterday. I'll have to... Oh no, my dandelion! Speak to me. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. That joke is dead. Just like that dandelion. I'll have to keep that in mind when out alone. Those cowards are only barking when I'm without an alpha at my side. The tribe is very much up and running, with different shops open and bustling with activity. As we pass the stockades, I notice someone arguing with a fishmonger about their wares and their tares. In fact, you could smell the argument from afar.
You dare to say my fish is old? Old? It's downright rotten! It stinks of the entire place!
I just had fish for dinner. Wait. Where was I going with this? I'll have a dud here and there. Anyway.
Come here and say it to my muzzle!
Looks like it's about to turn into a fist fight. I whisper softly, covering my nose, and Vol chuckles.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time.
We speed up slightly, trying to escape the undeniable stench of old fish. Definitely not a catch of the day, that's for sure. I mutter nasally. I'm pinching my nose.
More like catch of last week.
Oh my god, Vol is actually laughing!
Impossible!
Vol can only be one mood, and that is bitch face. The Black Wolf laughs, visibly holding his breath, and I join in. It's nice to share a joke. God damn it, I am crushing on him now. Whoever said that... Ugh! You got me. We leave the built-up streets of the village, and the houses become scarcer and scarcer. The bad stench is left behind, and we're again able to breathe freely. It would seem that we've arrived at the opposite edge of the settlement from Ranok's cottage. There's a clear path there, but no houses around, and we continued walking beneath the woodland canopy for a short while. Eventually, my nose is hit with a different, yet somewhat familiar smell, reminding me of plain cornflakes. An involuntary smile appears on my face as I reminisce about eating a bowlful dunked in cold milk. Vol notices and gives me a rather unsettled gaze.
You're enjoying this?
Oh yes. It's a smell of breakfast for me.
Breakfast? Oh my.
The Black Wolf grimaces.
Smells like pig chow to me. Then again, you are a piglet.
Ha ha. As we approach a solitary homestead, roofed with what appears to be moss and grass, the smell intensifies and becomes less pleasant. It's sickeningly sweet now, overpowering even, and I finally cover my face again with a shawl. A chubby wolf is standing in front of an open kiln, topped with a massive copper vat. At this moment, I'm going to double check to see if my frames are dropping less. Kinda. Oh, great. Anyway. Oh, shoot, wrong window. A chubby wolf is standing in front of an open kiln, topped with a massive copper vat. It boils and bubbles, the source of the aroma permeating the air.
Tybalt! Oh, Tybalt! Volgar!
The wolves exchange cordial greetings, but the stranger quickly centers on me with a rather unsettled expression.
And I see you brought a visitor. A creepy-looking thing. Don't act like you haven't seen him at the feast.
Fuck, he's right. I recognize the male. He was one of the many onlookers Tano peddled me to. He even scored a petting of my head, which he now relives again through gentle ruffling of my hair.
Ha 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 ha! I did! Oh.
The wolf concedes through a chuckle.
I have a weak spot for creepy crawlies.
And he calls me an insect.
Anyway, what can I do you for? I've come to restock Ranok's cellar. Huh, again? You need to stop raiding your supplies.
I second that. Had not for Vol, we wouldn't have to be here in the first place.
Why are you bitching about it? Keeps your business running, doesn't it? Fair.
The male nods again.
So, what do you need? The usual? Nah, I need the stout Ranok likes. You have a spare barrel? I do, but that stuff ain't cheap. It's the one that goes to the villa. I know.
It would seem you can take a wolf out of the palace, but you can't take the palace out of a wolf. Ranok has some refined tastes.
I'll also need moonshine, but the drinkable one. Triple distilled. Someone feeling generous today.
Tybalt laughs and walks towards his cottage. Once he disappears inside, I look to Vol with a mixed expression. He seems nice, I say with slight irony.
Keep quiet.
The black wolf brushes it off and keeps his eyes drilled in the doorway. Eventually, the chubby wolf strolls out, holding a small clay flask in his paw, similar to the one at Ranok's house.
Nah, fuck your little bottles. Give me one of them big flagons.
Vol protests, pointing towards the workshop, and I blink at shock at the sight of them. They must be 5 liters at least!
An entire flagon. You need to pace yourself, lad.
Agreed.
I won't be taking drinking advice from the village drunk. The drunk? Ha!
Tybalt takes the insult surprisingly well, simply laughing it off.
I just need to make sure my wares are up to scratch. You don't see me taking a bite out of every slab I hand out. Meat is different. It's primitive and vulgar.
Not gonna make another vulgar pun.
It's primitive and vulgar. It is you. You are primitive.
He protests, pointing to the bubbling vat.
This is art, boy. Very well. I'll remember that next time you come around my shop.
Vol sniggers.
I'll make sure to give you the most primitive and vulgar cut I can find. Vindictive like your mother, I see.
My eyes widen, and I hope there's no more of their banter to come. But the wolf simply walks towards the assortment of barrels resting against his house.
Anyway, 1 barrel and 1 flagon. You'll have to eat that whelp. You'll have that whelp take care of it.
He pats one of them, nodding towards me, and I swallow heavily. God, in your dreams, old man.
And break his arms, or worse yet, break the barrel. He can carry the moonshine. Kinda useless as a ward, isn't he?
The wolf mutters, narrowing his brows as Vol approaches him.
It seems like you're taking it out for a walk. Unless you'd shove that flagon on my ass, I don't see how else I'd carry it or back on my own. Ha ha, fair.
Both wolves grab the topmost barrel and struggle to move it down. As it looks somewhat unstable with just the two of them, I rush to their side with what little strength I have, tried to prevent the thing from tipping over. Caelean drops the moonshine in 2.0.
Say, not as useless as you think.
The barrel thuds against the ground, and Vol tilts it on its side, rolling towards the pathway.
Anyway, I'll have the side for myself. I'll just come and fetch it later. You're robbing me of good week's work, boy.
Tybalt laughs, walking beside us. Vol stops the roll at the kiln, straightening up and rummaging inside of a small pouch at his back. He reveals a silver, octagonal coin, flipping it to the chubby male.
1 Vithas token should cover that.
Tybalt is caught by surprise and nearly drops it.
Vithas, you say? Well, I'll be damned. In that case, next week is on me.
He laughs merrily, patting the black male.
Not that I mind, but... why? I have a long time outstanding with that bastard. Shoving his own token into his muzzle will get him off my back for the foreseeable future. Just stop drinking his wine and you should be fine.
Vol shrugs, and I nearly let out a chuckle.
Vogel, I've been brewing beer and booze since you were a pup. Wine is all I have left to enjoy. Then get used to sucking his dick. After all, he owns all the wine-producing burrows.
Tybalt erupts in another bout of laughter. He reminds me a bit of Vither.
Clever bastard. He controls the wheat too, so my trade is heavily reliant on his.
Wait, they own the burrows? Not the ones Sylvan folk live in, I hope?
Each wolf has his place. Said the village butcher. Between you and him, you control 2/3 of the food around here. I guess my mother knew what she was doing. Set you up for life, that bitch did.
My eyes open wide at the comment, and despite being made in clear jest, Vol doesn't seem to take it kindly as his form slightly tenses up. Oh boy, here we go.
I understand you're bitter, but she's still my mother. Wouldn't want to break your jaw on top of your broken heart.
I blink at the last comment, while the brewer laughs.
No offense meant. One day you'll understand, lad. You will. Trust me, that day already came.
Huh. Now I'm really curious about Vol's mom. But my rampant thoughts are brought to a halt as Tybalt's paw lands on my shoulder.
Mind lending me a paw, wee bugger?
He opens a small jar filled with what looks like a cross between an acorn and a Brussels sprout. Despite the off-putting appearance, they smell quite lovely. Like fresh-cut grass.
See those? Fetch me a pawful from the shed.
He joins his paws together and points to the wooden hut nestling against his house.
They'll be in the big bags like those.
His paw then indicates the big sacks of wheat, and I simply nod.
Where's your son? Shouldn't he be helping you around? My son? Ha! He's the one who needs all the help he can get. He's most likely chasing ghosts through the woods again.
I open the door with a slight creak and disappear into the storehouse. It's filled to the brim with different barrels and bags.
Is it still that bad? Honestly, he never really recovered.
The pillow-shaped ones are obviously filled with grain, but there are 4 big Santa-like sacks at the very back. I untie one of them and take a sniff. Bingo.
He's a wolf without purpose or place in the tribe. He gave up on himself a long time ago. And so I followed suit. No point setting yourself up for another disappointment.
It's hard to discern anything over the potent aroma of boiled wheat, but there's an inkling of a scent somewhere here I very much want to get to. It's the smell of the forest, very akin to what Ranok smells like. I retrieve one of the green sprouts and take a deep breath. Nope, that's not the one.
I'm sorry to hear that. I really did try. He was just... It's fine, Bull. It's not your responsibility to carry the other wolf's weight.
I untie the second bag and immediately smile. This is the one. This one smells like my wolf. I grab a handful as requested and walk outside.
He was never much of a warrior, nor was he especially spiritual when you did think about it. Oh, I'm not surprised he ended up how he did. I've decided to give him until the equinox. If he doesn't get his shit together, I'll send him off. Where to? First to his mother, then it's the ancestors' will. I'm done with being the village laughingstock.
I allow their exchange to finish before presenting my find to the male. To my surprise, his snout twitches, and he lightens up.
Damn, he's got a good nose. He's got a good nose, that one. Wouldn't be my first choice of hops, but might be exactly what I need.
As opposed to haps. He puts the sprouts into the jar and rubs his paws together, causing Vol to look curiously at the bubbling vat.
What's that you're brewing? A new blend? I got bored cooking up the same old stuff. I dusted off some recipes, but found nothing remotely inspiring. So, I'm winging it. The bunnies had a very odd year, and their hops are of varied quality. I've been tinkering with different ratios. This one's quite floral. Speaking of...
He looks to my pin and points at the dandelion.
That gives me an idea. Haven't done dandelion wine in quite a while. Oh, you can make wine of that stuff. Of course. Quite tasty, too. Very much akin to mead.
Tybalt smiles in satisfaction.
Used to be Eileen's favorite. I brewed casks full of that stuff back in the day. Oh, those were the times.
I can see Vol's expression sour, and he readjusts himself uncomfortably.
We better get going. I'll fetch my stock before the feast.
He mutters, bending over the barrel and giving me a telling look before rolling it off towards the town.
Sure thing.
That's an oddly abrupt end to a conversation. Me when I finish a conversation in my own VN. That was oddly abrupt end to the conversation. Hopefully that's not how you guys think of it when I release my update on Saturday. Plugging my own VN. I'm a sellout. But I simply grab the large flagon, bow respectfully to the wolf, and rejoin Vol at his side. I'm glad I'm not the one rolling that keg, but the moonshine isn't exactly light either. I cradle the bottle against my chest, and we walk for a while in silence, allowing some distance between us and Tybalt's house. Okay, I was like, where the heck have I heard that name? Isn't that like the guy from like the Hulk movie or whatever? He's like the arch nemesis of like the main guy or whatever. Or was it Tybalt also like in Romeo and Juliet? Holy crap, I'm going on a weird tangent. Better get back before I go to no return. Finally, when we're in the clear, I cannot contain my curiosity any longer. Who's Eileen?
Don't go there, Piglet.
Vol mutters, and although he doesn't sound angry, he's quite stern.
Forget that name, and if you value your life, don't ever bring it up.
I can take it she's your mother. I conclude, to which he only scoffs.
You're deaf and dumb. She's not my mother.
Okay. So what was that all about?
Look, it has nothing to do with me. And clearly, it has fuck all to do with you.
His voice takes on a more serious tone.
We don't talk about her in this tribe, and definitely do not mention her to Ranok.
Okay, I'm pretty confused about this warning, but something tells me it's a good idea to listen. And from context, I get a feeling that Eileen might be Ranok's mother, making the whole conversation more troubling. Something must have happened. Something bad. I can feel it.
You're overthinking shit again, Piglet.
Vol mutters, drawing my attention. He's clearly picked up on my shift of mood. Sorry. You're right. I chuckle and seize the opportunity to tease him. So, Tybalt was in love with your mom, I assume, unrequitedly.
Fuck knows.
The Black Wolf shrugs.
Mother liked attention, just like all females do. She led a lot of wolves on. He was just the last one to get that.
I almost want to say that it's quite ironic coming from him, but decide not to. Otherwise my face would be in this ground right now. Where's your mother now?
She moved to be with her current mate.
In another tribe?
Nah, in another village south of here.
Just as I thought. There are more places like this in the forest. Despite the appearance of being quite settled, they don't seem to be staying in one place for long. Do you miss her?
Oh, miss her?
The wolf scoffs.
She hardly could shut up. Constantly yapping and growling. Kinda like you. I was glad to see her back after my great feat. Once she was gone, I could finally have some peace and quiet.
Do you visit her?
What for?
I seem to be amusing him with my line of questioning, and the mockery in his voice becomes apparent. I don't know. Because she's your mom?
What am I? An unweaned pup needing a tit to sucker on?
He gives me a telling look, insinuating that's exactly what I sound like to him. I guess I'm an unweaned pup looking for a tit because I'm moving back home in a few weeks. Oh boy. Volgor would laugh at me, and I would be very embarrassed. I roll my eyes.
We all have our lives, Piglet. Just because you have a pup doesn't mean you stop living. I've got my life. She's got hers. She did her job, as was expected of her. In fact, she did it better than most. She earned the right to move on.
No denying that. He's doing quite well for himself. She can definitely be proud of you, that's for sure. I smile reassuringly and manage to draw another subtle tail swish from the male. We enter the village in silence, as it's not safe for me to continue talking. The wolves pay us no mind, despite the loud creaking of the barrel across the pathway. I guess it's another perk of being in the company of the most notorious wolf in the tribe. Vol seems to be on the lookout, obviously worried we might stumble upon someone he'd rather avoid. But so far, so good. As much as I hate doing it, my hands grow rather sore, and I have to plop down the jug to take a few moments' rest. Vol stops his roll and looks to me with clear annoyance, but all I can do is shrug apologetically. Carrying 5 liters around is not something I'm used to. As I rub my arms to do away with the cramps, I notice Tano in the distance. Volgor, could you please suplex him? He has a rather mischievous smile upon spotting me and begins heading in our direction when he suddenly notices Vol. Oh boy, the voice is coming back. Here we go. His quick and comedic change of mind comes with little surprise, and the wolf marches off in the opposite direction. Never mind. I chuckle and pick up my jug, nodding to Vol that we can continue.
What's so funny?
He looks confused, clearly unaware of this little near miss. Nothing. I mutter in amusement. I decide to let the white wolf off the hook. When we arrive at the cottage, Vol brings the barrel to a stop, and I observe as he stretches his muscular back. He arches himself a few times with a satisfied groan, clearly getting rid of a cramp, and then points to the shed.
Grab 2 thick logs, long enough to scale the steps.
I nod and walk over there, rummaging through the various pieces of wood. Once I return with his query, he grabs the logs and places them over the stairs, creating a ramp. Technology. Again, I admire his body tense as he struggles slightly to push the barrel onto the wood, but he's strong enough to make it happen. The gravity gives in before his bulging biceps, and the wolf simply rolls the barrel up the stairs as if it was a trifle.
You done gawking?
He sniggers, noticing my intense gazes, and I shake my head as he resets the barrel to an upright position.
Put them back.
I do as asked, and once I return, he's already moving into the kitchen, wobbling it from side to side. I like his ingenuity. I would have probably given up, unable to roll the damn thing through the narrow door frame. He stops at the table and moves the old barrel out of the way while I close the door. Once he's set the new cask in its place, he releases a long sigh. What should I do with this? I shake the jug.
Put it in the cupboard.
I thought we would split this. It's quite a lot of booze.
Considering the frequency with which we now visit this house, I'd say it's adequate. There's 4 of us after all.
True, I suppose. I smile and approach the cupboard. Maybe unintentionally, but he just counted me as one of them. As I hide the jug inside one of the compartments, Vol lifts the empty barrel as if it were an oversized mug and chugs down the remaining liquid. I watch as some of it spills over his chin and drips onto his pecs, slowly trickling down his chiseled torso down to his underbelly. Damn, that's hot. Fuck. I really am pent up. I need to stop objectifying people.
What?
No, nothing. I blurt out, locking my embarrassed gaze with the floor, causing the wolf to do the same.
Oh, sorry about that.
He responds, noticing the puddle he created and mistaking my fluster for annoyance over the spill. It's fine. I'll take your advice and do a bit of housekeeping. And now that I know where the spring's at, I can also do Ranok's dirty laundry. I try not to linger in this awkwardness.
It was a joke, although I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
The wolf scoffs, rubbing his chin clean. Well, it'll give me something to do and occupy my mind. It's just... I pause, looking around.
Just what?
I'll have to hang it out to dry, but I don't see any laundry racks outside. The wolf smirks and approaches the cupboard, opening the middle drawer and removing a larger loop of rope.
Here, Ranok uses this.
He passes it to me and I immediately recognize it. I was bounded with Ranok's clothesline? Kinky.
Oh, you're so clueless at times. You spun it between the trees and the cottage.
My confused expression is again misread by the wolf, and I chuckle. I know what to do with it.
Then what's the problem?
It's just a bit absurd, don't you think? Last week you bound me with this, and now I'm going to try and dry laundry on it? I shake the rope in my hand.
Life's full of surprises, ain't it?
He shrugs, but is unable to deny that the situation is somewhat funny, and finally lets out a subdued laugh. Once our joint merriment subsides, he grabs the empty barrel by the rim and approaches the doors.
Right. Gotta go, Piglet. You sit tight. The guards won't be giving you any trouble. If they do, flash them my token. Should set them straight.
He sneers in amusement, and I almost blush, reminded that I even got it.
You haven't lost it yet, have you?
No, I have it right here. Shit, where is it? I point towards the cupboard.
Good. Just stay clear from the village today.
Why's that?
There's word that Tran was going around asking questions. I wouldn't like you to run into him. Not while he's... excitable.
We don't want to run into a horny Dran. Excitable? I subdue a chuckle, as that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, those hard timers really... Those old-timers rarely if ever bother with the plebs. Unless they're out sniffing. And the last one we want them to sniff around is you.
True.
You take care, Piglet.
He bobs his head respectfully and leaves, allowing me to go about my day. His idea is quite good. A very efficient use of my time, while avoiding any potential freakouts. I quickly stuff myself with a few nibbles, washing it down with some water and go to the bathroom. I waste not a minute and strip down the linen, down to the mattress, which I find quite smelly as well. We'll take a break now at the hour and 1 minute mark, just so I can finish my drink and see if I missed anything from the chat. I'm just checking my replay on my YouTube stream version of it, just to see if anything went awry, or if there's any lag still. Let me know if there's any lag going on, because I can't really tell it from my window, from my Streamlabs. It seems fine, but maybe it's just bad output. As I smack your face. I smack your face. Yes, a death wish if you mess with Volcor. Yes, Tano indeed noped out. That was my favorite part. Avocados from Mexico? Silver axes from Europe? Oh my god, I know the avocados from Mexico thing, but... Oh my god, are we having a running gag of things? Much big muscles. Oh, Ray J. Baker asked, "You finished with school now, Dirk?" Oh boy, I wish. I have my graduation cap and gown and all that here, but since I'm on a quarter system, we end a month later than everybody else. Well, everybody else is getting out in May and being like, yo, I graduated like the first week of May or second week. I don't graduate until the second week of June. So I have about 3 to 4 more weeks of school, and I have to get a bunch of finals work done. Great! But after that, I should be out of school. And besides that, you know, trying to figure out my work and life situation. I have an idea for merch. Not sure if I should reveal the idea now, but yeah. Let's just say it's interesting. Anyway. What else did I miss? You missed quite a bit of story, Entertainer. I missed story? I was reading the whole time. You've missed about an hour, Muffin Man. Don't worry. We just did some beer stuff. We ran and got some beer. Or ale. Or what the heck was it? Mead? I don't even know anymore. I'm too drunk! Oh man, if it makes you feel better, I graduate on the 21st of June. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's crazy how late some schools go. For us, it's kind of weird because they call it a quarter system, but in reality, it's kind of like just 3 trimesters and a summer quarter if you wanted to take that. So yeah, basically we have 2 quarters after the winter break. And that's why we go from like January to March, then April to June. As opposed to other people that just go from January to like April or May. You get more classes done, but at the same time, you have to take fewer and it's like so fast. Yeah, it's like I got whiplash from it already. I'm 2/3 of the way done. It's insane. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. Vlad says stout, and I have no context for it. It was raining today when my sister graduated today. Oh, congrats! I don't think it rained outside. I haven't gone outside today. I'm crazy. But yeah, Congrats on that. That's really awesome. Graduation season's around the corner. I know a lot of my old classmates are graduating now, and it's really awesome to see. So, yeah, it's all great for them. They're all figuring things out. Hey, Dirk, everything about reading lore in Destiny 2. Oh, ever think about it. Ever think about reading lore in Destiny 2? I have no clue about Destiny. I hear the name, and then I have no idea what it's about. So, maybe? I don't know. I need to get through a bunch of VNs first. Question. The last chapter when you yelled Enel, how many people complained? You had me laughing the way you said her name. Luckily, no complaints from neighbors at all. I got very lucky. Then again, my neighbors down here still have their Christmas wreath up, so I don't even know how long they've been gone. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Got away with it. Lickety-split. I was wearing headphones. I'm so sorry. I feel like at this point I need to start, like, paying people for, like hearing therapy or whatever, or, like, hearing aids just for what I did. Okay, I should probably finish this. It's, like, 8 o'clock, and I've been drinking this literally all afternoon and evening. It really slaps, though. It's a mint flavor, and it's really good. Like, you would think, oh, it's gonna taste really minty, but you still get kind of a fruit-like flavor from it too, a little bit. Floral, I'm not sure if that's what you call it. It doesn't just taste like flat mint. Yes, I'm going to play the tennis update soon. I'm thinking about playing it tomorrow, but thinking about that. I also have to play Password, but yeah, Password's kind of a tentative date. Tennis Ace, maybe if I have enough time tonight, I'll play it. Maybe not. Password tends to be shorter in terms of like length usually, so if anything, I probably play that instead tonight. Tennis Ace is a guarantee by tomorrow night at least. I talked with Basket and he was like, yo, it just updated. I'm like, wait, really? Because I've been checking the past few weeks or whatever, and I'm like, it hasn't updated yet. Text me today, and it comes out like 6 hours ago. I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway, this has been a really long break. I'm gonna wash this off and give myself a minute. Ah, neighbors. Slamming their doors and making noises. Anyway, back in a sec. Recycling. I'm a good citizen. And just before we start, oh, never mind. I got a minute, actually. Muffin Man asks, will you ever go back to after class? I'm really sorry to burst people's bubbles on this. I have mentioned it a couple times now, but it's an indefinite hiatus because I've kind of just, I don't know, personally I got caught up in all the other novels and I only have so much room for my other novels, and just I personally just kind of lost interest with it, just with timing of getting into a bunch of other new novels and whatnot, and just kind of staying up with all the other novels that are, you know, up and coming, and just, you know. Yeah, it never comes around on my rotation of things, unfortunately, so yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll get back to it ever. If I do, I'll make a big announcement about it. But it's a good question. I still recommend the game. If anything, I'm like, it's still a good game. I just personally just didn't get too inclined when I got caught up with all these other novels and just... yeah, just got crazy. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Maybe. Maybe Fangwolf. Anyway, let's continue. I waste not a minute and strip down the linen, down to the mattress, which I find quite smelly as well. In truth, it's just a sack packed full with hay. But before I decide to take it apart, I look around to the wardrobe for any spares. As luck would have it, I find fresh bedding behind the first door, which allows me to continue with my task. I carefully remove all the straw to one side and add the mattress to the laundry pile. Lastly, I check the pillows, which are laced at the edges. Once I undo their fastening, I find them to be filled with soft feathers. Again, since there are spares in the wardrobe, I do exactly the same as with the mattress. When the laundry heap is complete, I decide to fix the bedding before the draft blows the house full of straw and feathers. Stuffing everything back into the fresh duvets takes quite some time, but after an hour or so, the bed is back to how it should be. I feel quite proud and accomplished. I am a good ward. My boastfulness dampens a little as I gaze at the massive pile of linen to wash. It'll be a handful, but at least I won't be left at the mercy of my own thoughts. I take it all to the kitchen and fold it neatly into a basket. There's still some room left, and I'm reminded of Ranok's chest. Caelean be thirsty. That thing needed to be cleaned out a week ago. I walk back into the bedroom and open the latch, peering inside. Right. The padded armor definitely could use a wash. So will the loincloths dotting the bottom of the chest. As I remove them one by one, dropping into a new pile, I sense my heart rate speed up, and I'm suddenly flushed. His smell. His musk. It's so intoxicating, and I'm immediately drawn back to that forceful kiss. His lips pushing against mine, his breath, his scent. Before I know it, I'm already inhaling deeply one of his underwear, nearly yelp out at my own perviness. God damn it, Caelean. What the hell? I'm like one of those cliched kids sniffing jocks' undies in the locker room when they're not around. Fortunately, I have not added one of those scenes to my story. No, I'm not gonna say I have standards. A lot of stories do this. I was gonna say, I'm a purist. For now. God, and now I'm also hard. I seriously need to take care of that tonight. I cannot be walking around on edge like this. I'm basically turning into a huge horn dog at this point. It's just Ranok's dirty laundry. Get a hold of yourself, Caelean. I simply empty his locker onto the pile and close the chest behind. Once everything sits neatly in the basket, I grab a bar of soap and drape one of Ranok's spare cloaks across my arm. I'm leaving the most fragrant one for my comfort blankie. Still pervy as hell. Should the nights grow too lonely to face on my own. Making sure I've got everything, I step outside and head for the spring. Yes, Caelean coming in with our daily dose of simp. The day enters its late afternoon hours, judging by the low-hanging sun in the western sky. I've managed to wash out the loincloths along with the pillowcases and the padded armor without an issue, but the linens are quite stubborn. God, linens are annoying as hell to wash. Not to mention, when soaked, they get incredibly heavy. And my sore arms hurt more than I would like. It's been at least a few hours since I came here. And God, do I miss a proper washing machine. Or a laundrette. Laundrette? My kingdom for a laundrette! I chuckle, shaking my head. When he said I would find you here, I thought he was joking. Jesus Christ! I yelp out in panic, despite recognizing her voice. Who? Wait, who? Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Let me pull out the Bible, my good lady. Let me pull out my Bible. I'm covering it awkwardly because my name is down here at the bottom. This is the Holy American Bible. She forgets that a foot may crush them. Why the fuck did I land on this page in particular? Nope, I am never going back to religion ever again. Nope. Who? Never mind. I mumble, rushing after the linen I had dropped before it gets washed away. You scared the crap out of me! You moved like a ghost! Is it because I'm white? I finally exhale, trying to calm my startled heart. I take great pride in that. Not funny. No, not as much as finding you here. Then again, I thought he was joking. I mean, he did suggest it as a joke, but might as well do some proper work while I'm alone and idle. I shrug, kneeling back at my spot, and proceeding to soap up the cloth. Ah, that's the spirit. She nods in approval and kneels beside me. What were you saying back then? Huh? Oh. It was just a joke. I wave my hand at her. In your native tongue? Wait. You didn't understand it? Caelean has another language panic attack. No! Not a language I've ever heard. That comment throws me off. But then, I flush my brows. I suppose a laundrette is quite an obscure word. What does it mean? Oh boy, here comes that ticket situation again. It's a place filled with washing machines. Is that what you British people call it? We call those a laundromat. Get your name straight, Kael. Caelean? Washing machines? Maybe you are mad. She rolls her eyes and laughs mockingly. What? Why? Once I see the look on her muzzle, I realize they're most likely unfamiliar with the idea of home appliances. Sorry, I'm just getting that Bible out. Just because that line I actually did land on, like, seriously. That wasn't just me, like, BSing it. I wonder if I'll land on it again. I saw the name of the chapter. Come on. Okay, it was this chapter. Welcome to Dirk's Bible study. 40. Yep, that was it. I guess my new favorite. Oh, it's not even in chapter 40. It's like before chapter 39. My new not so favorite quote from the Bible comes from Job 39, verse 15. I'm just gonna let me see. I'm gonna just put my new marker on that. Why am I like this? But Yeah. Once I see the look on her muzzle, I realize they're most likely unfamiliar with the idea of home appliances. This is all you need for washing. She points to her arms and reaches out for one end of the linen. Allow me to lend you a paw. She takes the hold of the cloth and moves it over to one of the smooth stones. She reaches for the soap and I pass it to her, watching as she glides it across the now straightened surface. See? This makes it easier. And you get the soap into the fabric more evenly. Huh? Thanks. I mumble in gratitude, trying to mimic her method. She helps by taking care of the remaining bedding, and we work for a while in silence, passing the soap back and forth. Aww. That should be all, no? Verissa asks as I rinse the last of the cloth of soapy scum. Yeah, just need to wring those. Good thing I'm here then, huh? It would definitely take more time, that's for sure. We each grab one end of the linen and twist it in the opposite direction, squeezing the water out from between the fibers. Once it's done, she helps me fold everything neatly into the basket. Your marking's washed off a little, I state, seeing her tattoo lose its sharpness. It's alright. I have to redo them every now and then. What do they mean, anyway? You can't read them? No. I see an N, a heart, a lowercase b, I think? I don't even know what that shape is. It's like an N with an accent mark. Enya? And a backwards S. Nibs. Okay. She gives me a somewhat confused gaze, but her voice carries a hint of the jab at our exchange from a few moments ago. Huh, curious. I thought you said you read some books. I assumed they were woven, but might have been Tigeri. I guess. I shrug and pick up the laundry, ready to depart. This language thing is really getting more and more bizarre. The basket got quite heavy on the count of remaining moisture held by the cloth, and I struggle a little. Verissa simply grabs the other end and helps to alleviate the burden. I smile to her in gratitude, and she simply winks in return. So, what are your markings anyway? They're a prayer of protection, warding off evil spirits. You believe in those? Looks at my Bible. I believe in the ancestors, Caelean. She chuckles. There are evil people out there. Some of them are even among us. Why would I not believe in evil spirits? That's a good question. I concede with a smile. If I had ancestors like Aldris or Ranok to look forward to, I'd also ward against them. When we arrive at the cottage, I plop the basket and fetch the clothesline. Sorry, I'm looking quickly back at the comments to see if my quality is doing fine, but turns out I mispronounced Rajay's name. I said Ray J like the freaking earbuds, like the earbud guy. Sorry, Rajay, didn't mean it. But yeah, let me know once again if there's any problems. You'll learn about the sacrifice of our Lord Jesus Christ. Yes. And for the person who was wondering what the heck Sunday school is, think basically kind of like just a weekly education segment that they do while the parents go to church and the children just sit there and they're like, this is a child dumbed down version of the Bible. Here's the reading, but for kids. And then you get to draw something or whatever and you get to take it home. And then, of course, after church, at least the church I went to, or the religion I'm under, normally has donuts after the service, and that's all we live for as kids, the donuts. Alright. Sorry, I'm so distractible tonight. Holy crap. Why am I like this? I just want to cover up the Bible name that I have there, just in case people are like, "What? Pull up the Bible, show it without covering your hand on it." This should do the job. Now nobody will know my identity. Ever. Ever, ever. Ta-da! That's why I got distracted for a minute. Avalon is very sus. Let's continue. When we arrive at the cottage, I plop the basket and fetch the clothesline. Verissa helps me string it between the trees and some hooked nails protruding from the side of the house. We created 3 racks this way. More than enough to dry what we have in the basket. Oh, before I manage to voice my concern about the wind blowing some of the lighter items away, she showcases me a small bowl filled with wooden laundry pegs. She retrieved it from underneath one of the bushes nestled against one of our support trees. Looking at it now, I could see the bruises left by the previous washing up. Looking at it now, I could see the bruises left by the previous washing ups. I guess she helped Ranok before, if she knows where those were. Not the first time doing this, I assume. If you mean laundry in general, of course not. If you mean doing it for Ranok, you clearly don't know me well enough. She chuckles, helping me straighten one of our duvets. But I did watch Ranok do his routine. Why? There's nothing more satisfying than to watch a male fail at the simplest of domestic tasks. Is Ranok that helpless? Was at first. He learns fast, though. I smile, reaching out for the remaining loincloths. Once everything is hung and secured, I pick up the basket and offer her to come inside. Want something to drink? We've restocked Ranok's supply. I offer, closing the doors behind her. So I've heard. Anything interesting happened? Not particularly. The brewery smelled nice at first, but it quickly got a bit overwhelming. Yeah. She chuckles. Good thing Tybalt lives on the outskirts. But even despite that, the wind sometimes carries the stench over to my place. About that drink, then. I shake 2 mugs, which I just rinsed in the bowl. Oh, aren't you just sweet? I'd love to, but I can't. Verissa looks troubled towards the window. Aldris and Dran are in town. I've heard. But don't they live here anyway? Not in the village, no. She shakes her head. They live in the woods nearby. Closest they ever show themselves is the villa. And you've seen how far away that is. Yeah, a bit of a trek. So, you can see how having them walk around the village and poke every wolf they find is a bit troubling. You think they're after me? She can't help but snort in a somewhat undignified fashion. Not everything is about you, Caelean. She teases, and I smile. However, we wouldn't want them to run into you. Or worse yet, find out that I'm sipping drinks here. True. So, I better get going. I also want to check in on Vol. I have a feeling they might be questioning him later. I'd rather avoid bloodshed. She shudders slightly and I laugh. What the fuck? I'm not... no, wait, that's Caelean. I'm not worried for Vol. Neither am I. She replies in a quite serious tone. I just don't want this to get ugly. You know how easy it is to set him off. Yeah. I nod hastily, my levity now completely gone. That Dran guy is literally asking for someone to rip out his throat. Seeing Vither and Chief being ready to throw down, edging Vol in the same fashion would be suicidal. I mean, not a great loss as far as I can see. But I don't think any harm to those old farts would come without consequence. I'm sure he already said that. But stay put. Mm-hmm. I nod in acknowledgement. As much as I don't like it, Cora will bring you some food in the evening. It will be easier that way with them around. She is nice, but don't mess with her. She is smarter than she looks. She stares firmly, or well, she states firmly, opening the door. Oh, I noticed that. Only a fool would dismiss her. Perhaps there's yet hope for your sex. I hear her melodic laugh as the doors close. With her gone, I pull my dandelion from the pin and look at it closely. It's unfolded beautifully and is almost as radiant as the day Ranok left it. I'm immediately relieved and hastily put it back into the cup. It really just needed some sun, just as I needed some fresh air. I find that getting work done feels very rewarding and think about celebrating it with ale. However, I quickly find that the barrel is not tapped, and I have no idea of how to get to it. So I simply sit back and enjoy my hard-earned meal properly, nibbling on Vol's meats and cheeses. Yum. I spent the remainder of the day washing up the dirty dishes and cleaning up the house some more. There wasn't much work left, so I had a long, dreary drink. Or, not a long, dreary drink. There wasn't much work left, so I had a long, dreary chunk when all I could do was worry about the elders. If they really show their faces rarely, why now? Does it have anything to do with Ranok? Or me? I know Varissa said not everything revolves around me. However, the Chief and Vither both believe that I might be the unknown to tip the scales. In all fairness, I wouldn't like to be on the scales to begin with. But such is life. How crazy things got since I woke up. That little amnesiac bundle of anxiety, angst, and despair. My memory didn't get any better, but boy did shit get complicated fast. I wouldn't mind trading places with that little wimp, however. I'd have to relive this whole thing all over again. I grimace, rubbing my fake dressing. In truth, between each wash-up, I saw the scarf fade further and further away, until it's just barely a visible scrape now. I cast my troubled gaze at the barrel. Fuck. I could really use that ale. I'm not going to drink moonshine on my own. That's just sad, and most likely would give the voices something to bitch about. I've been doing fine so far, despite running out of errands. Not gonna sabotage myself like that. And should they become more persistent, I might secretly copy Verissa's markings and see if that will help. You don't like that idea, do you? I can sense it. Something's wrong. I can feel it. Well, both of us can play this game. Mind powers activate! I'm sending the ominous whisper dirty nudes. That will show him. It would be an interesting experiment, that's for sure. And it could provide me with more proof should I have to confront them about my slight unhingement. A knock stirs me to the here and now. Okay. A knock stirs me to the here and now, and I'm reminded of my evening food delivery. Uber's here. I straighten up my dress and approach the doors, opening them with a polite smile. Just as expected, Cora enters the house with a deliciously aromatic pie in her paws. Damn, my mouth waters at the smell of what I assume is meat and rich gravy. Oh, hello, pet. How are you holding up? Her usually melodic voice sounds rather aggravated. Sorry about running so late. I was held up by an interrogation. She continues to talk as if I was one of them, until she simply blinked in self-realization. Oh, I know. Again, as her custom by now, she pantomimes a shaky, elderly person with a walking stick and then proceeds to yap with her hands. I can't contain a chuckle. She's spot on with those. She'd be a freaking pro at charades. You get it? I bet you've had your own share. You have no idea, sister. Without asking, and of her own accord, she fetches a plate and a knife, starting to cut into the pie. Oh, they've been asking all sorts of stupid questions. Like, did I notice anything odd about Ranok? Or have I seen any unusual spending on his part? As if it was any of my damn business. Oh, what's odd is that fat lump of flesh in a cape telling Aldris like her damn shadow. Are they even a thing? Ew. She sounds quite rattled, clearly offended by the whole situation, and seems more like venting rather than talking to me. Not gonna lie, I don't feel happy about them conducting some sort of inquest. I was right. They're trying to find dirt on my wolf. Anyway, I know Ranok would most likely... Wait. Anyway, I know Ranok most likely did buy some things for you. I mean, who wouldn't? She shrugs. And not all of us can watch wards stumble about their tatters, half starved to death. Bally cheek. Huh, never heard that phrase before. Bally cheek. She pauses her task, barely containing a growl. It's his damn money. If he were to drape at you in pure gold, that would be within his right. She even asked me about the pie. If all the food is accounted for. Oh, the nerve. Cora resumes her task and places a sizable slice onto my plate. Yum. It's my food. I pay for it. What business is it of theirs? Oh, I told that vile woman that if I like stuff you full of pheasants and gross. She's nearly shaking and I place a hand on her shoulders. I'm sorry. I'm babbling. I know you can't understand, but just Had to get this off my chest. Her saddened gaze trails to the general direction of the village. I wouldn't be able to deal with the feast otherwise. Not with them present, and with Ranok gone. She frowns, looking at me with genuine worry. I can wholeheartedly understand the sentiment. Perhaps I couldn't handle him well. Or perhaps I didn't handle him well. Oh, but they get so nosy. And they clearly were trying to find some hook to use against Ranok. No. And they clearly were trying to find some hook to use against Ranok. I feel quite taken by her remorseful sigh and tap her shoulder encouragingly. If there's a wolf worth a damn out here, it's definitely him. No argument from me. I better get going. Otherwise, they take my tardiness as an excuse to barge in here.
God forbid.
I hope you'll enjoy it, sweetie. Being called sweetie by Cora. She mutters, approaching the door. It's beef with plums and apricots.
Sounds even more delightful than it smells.
See you later, pet. Her customary farewell sounds very downtrodden. Her customary farewell sounds very downtrodden, and I wave at her with genuine worry. Damn. Things are much more serious than I expected. Despite the extremely appealing meal, my appetite is quite gone. So, the elders were interviewing everyone. Perhaps wearing this dress wasn't a good idea after all. But what else am I supposed to do? Go dressed up as a Mowgli? Alright, get dressed up as Mowgli? Oh my god, it's a Jungle Book reference. That, or a sexy hobbit. As the hours go by, my tortured thoughts begin going in circles as I simply dig into the pie before it grows completely cold. The meal lifts my spirits somewhat, as I enjoy the deliciously hearty gravy and succulent meat. Enjoy the deliciously hearty gravy and succulent meat, accompanied by some juicy prunes. But at the end of the day, it's just that. A meal. It won't solve any of the problems we face. The amount of work done today, along with the full belly, quickly send me into a daze, and I decide to wash up and head to bed. I leave the fire burning, as well as take Ranok's scented cloak to give myself some comfort while I drift off into hopefully undisturbed sleep. Once I'm snuggled comfortably in bed, I simply close my eyes to take a deep inhales from my blinky. The scent of my wolf sends a pleasant chill down my spine, and I reminisce of the few times we shared this bed. I miss him terribly. But the longer I linger on him, the more and more my mind drifts to that kiss. I can almost feel his steamy breath against my skin, his hard groin pressing against mine, and as his tongue explores my mouth in a passionate kiss. My breath speeds up and my loins come to life. It's hard to keep my mind straight when it comes to that wolf. I'm pretty pent up. I haven't done anything naughty since I woke up. And since then, I've been teased to hell, edged, and left hanging. Not to mention that intoxicating kiss. Ugh! Oh boy, are we gonna have a naughty scene? Might as well say first. I wonder if it matters. Wait, where would we unload it? Where would we jack off? I am now concerned. Where would we dispose of the evidence? I really want to let off some steam right now, but I know it's going to be a bad idea. Oh god, he's horny. Indeed. No, I'm so late. Let off some steam. One vote for let off some steam, one vote for go to sleep. Do the let off some steam. What's the worst that can happen? Load the load. I release a deep sigh and simply reach towards my underbelly. As my hand slides beneath the loincloth, I gasp, taking an inhale, a deep inhale from my cloak. As my hand slides beneath the loincloth, I gasp, taking a deep breath, inhale from the cloak. Tonight, I'll be thinking of my wolf. My dreams will be sweet, tender, and erotic. Oh god, do I have to censor anything? But above all, tonight we'll be together. Even if just in my mind. I'm getting ready. Oh, never mind. To be continued. I was getting ready to hit that damn censor bar. Okay, that's the line. I'm just gonna save it on page 3 to be safe. Okay, so that is it. 146.30. To be continued. As it takes forever to load the goddamn page. 146.30. Okay. Written and illustrated by Kael Tiger. If you enjoyed this VM, please consider supporting it on Patreon. And don't forget to rate us on itch.io. There we go. Alright, so that is the end of update 4.5 or 6 point something. It's the end of, like, whatever, chapter 7, I think it is. I don't know anymore. I can't believe I got all these viewers coming in at the end. You missed it all! We had a great time, though. It was a blast. And it's only 8:52, so... Y'all, I'm gonna leave a poll quickly on my YouTube forum thread thingamabob. You know that thing where you can create posts? I'm gonna quickly drop that in, or I don't know, I can't link it, I don't think, unfortunately. But I'm either gonna play Password or Tennis Ace tonight. I know Password, the day 17s are pretty much the same for both characters, or whatever characters I play for paths A and B, so that's not gonna be, like, you know, too long. I may just, like, skim through the parts. Like, I may do Tyson's first and then skim the parts that are the same for Dean's, but only read the different parts. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. But, yeah. The Password's gonna be a common day 17. Tennis Ace is gonna be June's update. So, sorry, I'm trying to find the dang button. I'm trying to post something, gosh darn it. Oh, wow. 20 viewers just were like, peace. Oh, man. Yeah, today was not your day. Sorry, man. Congrats on the blue balls. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I am posting it right now. So you can go to my channel right now and go to the community page. So hopefully this works for people. Anyway, no, not that. I hit the wrong button. Crap. No. Ah, shoot. Taking its time to load. Anyway, I'm gonna try and play something right after this. Either Tennis Ace or Password, depending on what people vote for in the next half hour, I'd say. I'll give you all like a half hour break just to like finish this stuff up, set up for the next one. Okay, my frames are slightly a bit low. I'm hoping things don't get too cruddy. My bars are on red. Oh, now it's green. Okay. Ah, come on. This thing is so slow when I'm streaming. Probably just because it's an older computer. How would you feel if you had the power to drain the life force and memories and personalities out of anyone you touch and have no control nor have physical contact anymore? That's a crazy question. I would feel very saddened by that. I would be very scared to touch people. Oh my god, that is very out of context. Holy crap. Okay, so community page. Dirk the Red Panda / community. So here's the link. Go to this link that I am dropping right now. Here. Go to that link and vote. I'll vote, or I'll vote. I'll look at the results in half an hour, and whichever one is leading, I will do that. And start out with doing that, so. I know most of you came here for Far Beyond the World, but you can watch the replay of the stream as soon as it ends, or you can even rewind this, I think, even though it's live. But, yeah. That's it for this update, at least. But I definitely have a lot of time to spare, fortunately, and somebody did say it was short. I didn't think it was going to be this short, which, good and bad, you know. Begging for more, but at the same time, I can catch up with other novels. So, before I go... Wow, that in capitals. Who do you love more, Ranok or Amicus? Wow, way to put it bluntly. Honestly, I don't know Ranok enough to put him over Amicus at the moment, but I feel like the more we get to know him, I think the more we'll get to like him. I have to answer that question just based off of just experience with the characters, just time-based. That one's hard to really judge off of personality at this point, because they both have great traits. Anyway. Okay, just something. Okay, it's from some story. Okay, I'm gonna just read off the patrons first before I end this, so... Here we go, the patrons, right here. We are not preparing the stream right now. Anyway, so I want to thank my patrons. These are the people that help me work on my VN, help me afford stuff that can, you know, better my channel, like better quality stuff like headphones or microphone or maybe even lighting, just extra cables, like, you know. Basically, your contributions help me better provide entertainment for y'all, and yeah, just provide for a good overall experience. So, there are some great perks with being a patron. They include early access to my VN, Ocean Avenue. The public update comes out this Saturday, only 2 days from now. But maybe even 1 day from now for some people. But yeah, that's gonna be coming out soon. But you get it 7 days in advance compared to the public release if you are a patron. But also, you can get exclusive NSFW readings on my Patreon if you are a patron there. And if you are a high enough tier, you can also maybe get exclusive readings that are like commissions from me. So, yeah, that's gonna be great. Sorry, I just got totally distracted by some questions, but first I'm gonna read off the patrons. These are the people that make all of that happen and just help me to continue growing my work and content. I cannot speak, I'm sorry. Let's start off with the fellow dorks. My $3 and above tier. North Grizz, Andrew Corona, Norbert Dudzik, Taibei Roth, Mogram Wolfram, the Dewey Nguyen, Ryan Atkins, Ryan Carlos, Andrew Buenaventura, Crunchy Balls, Tagrin, and Neil. And I want to give a very, 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 Special thanks to my exclusive dorks, the $10 and above tier, where you can start getting reading commissions and whatnot. Fire Knight 2008. Those are my patrons. I'll turn that back on. And that's it for the patrons. Yes, like I said, Ocean Avenue, I just released the patron update last Saturday. Public update this Saturday. If you're a patron, you can get it early. 7 days in advance. Plus, it helps me provide like commissions or whatnot for the game's art or whatnot to help improve the content. So there's some of that, and yes. It can also eventually help me with maybe commissioning artists for the channel to maybe provide art for my thumbnails or my screen here. I can't point, whatever. But yeah. But remember, vote on that link that I just posted. I'll post it again. So in half an hour, I will be back. I'll be doing Tennis Ace or Password. One of those two I'll be doing tonight. And the other I'll do tomorrow. Likely do tomorrow. So that is all